everybody, it's Brad with Revenue Skyward. Today I'm here with Karyn Kemp from Norfolk Dental Hygiene. I've been really excited to do this interview because I've known Karyn now for closing in on 2 years, I think, and she is sort of one of the people I try and model my entrepreneurship after because she's done so much in her industry and I really admire what she does. So there you go, now she knows. So I'm super excited for this interview. So everybody, this is Karyn. Again, we're in Norfolk Dental Hygiene here, right in Karyn's office. I asked her to sit in the dental chair for the interview because I thought, have her in her element. So Karyn, if you could just tell us a little bit about sort of your entrepreneurship story and how you came to be where you are as an entrepreneur.
It came about from actually a friend of mine who owned a business, and she asked if I wanted to come and work in her facility. And after a lot of thought, I decided to do so. So I came up with a business plan and proceeded. I have learned so much. I'm a completely different person today than I was. I'm going into my 4th year of business. And there's no way I could have been prepared for what I was going to face in business, not having a business background. I mean, I'm in the medical field, I'm a dental hygienist, I'm trained with science and the body, not with business. So it's so amazing to learn the business side of a business, though it sounds kind of silly to say, but it's so unique and authentic, and it takes so much passion to really run a good business. And for me, it's not just about me, it's like creating jobs for other people and making them feel like they're happy to come to a place where, they can go home at the end of the day and feel confident in what they've done. So that's what I think is most amazing about owning a business, is creating livelihood for people. Being
able to give to your clients, give to your employees. Yeah, and they say, you take care of your employees and your business will take care of itself.
That's right? Yeah, definitely.
Well, tell me what qualities you think make the best entrepreneur.
So some things I've learned through the process is you have to be extremely determined, very strong-willed. You have to have a thick backbone and good shoulders and never give up. And you plan for what you see a vision of your business to be, and you just look straight ahead and you don't look behind and you don't look at the sides, and any obstacles that come your way, you really got to assess. And it takes a lot. You have to be a very, very good leader. That's probably the number one thing I would say in business, is you have to be able to lead your team, and not a lot of people have leadership qualities like that. It's very difficult, and can be very stressful at times to keep up with. You just can't really be that one you can't let go. You can't just fall behind. You have to always be pushing forward. You're in that position to push forward, not just for your employees, yourself, your business, but it's a whole nother side when you're pushing forward your industry.
Right.
Like your profession. Our profession is really still in its baby stages. It didn't exist and at one point, and now it's flourishing and on the forefront for that, right?
Yeah. And so when I was talking earlier about really admiring what you've done, you're taking that industry where there were hygienists and dentists combined. People became used to, you go to the dentist and that's where you have your hygienist, and you're now separating that out, taking prevention outside of the dental office. And to change people's behavior is huge. It's tough. It's a mountain to overcome. It's
a huge challenge. It's making a lot of headway, but it has a long way to go to be able to really change the way that people view the profession, because at the end of the day, that's all we have is prevention and medical. Treatment is a thing of the past anymore. Like, prevention is on the rise, and that's what the dental hygiene profession is all about. So that's what I feel like the drive for me with this business is all about, is to really help people of all income levels be able to have good oral care so that they can live a long, healthy life.
Right. One of the things you mentioned there is people thinking they can't afford it. But one way of looking at it is you can't afford not to. Because if you think the bill at the dental hygiene office is big, wait till you get the dental bill.
That's right.
That, because you didn't prevent these things ahead of time from the dentist, right?
I usually take it like a different stance in the way that people look at it, where, I would go with the most expensive treatment plan I could think of as far as a maintenance program goes. And it works out to be like $2 a day.
Wow.
When you look at it as in like a year, it's $2
It's
a
a
day
cup of coffee.
to prevent gum disease. And we see an epidemic of gum disease and inflammation in the mouth right now, and that's the problem. Is it's creating a lot of havoc for other medical conditions in the body, and it's scary. It's a very scary thing for the public to not be aware of how important it is to have your mouth in a state of health, imperative for the rest of your body.
So just jumping back to the business end of things, when you hit one of those obstacles in your business, how do you deal with that?
You really have to assess what the obstacle is and the pros and cons of whatever it is and how it's going to impact you today, the present, and the future. And you have to have a lot of, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. You have to have a lot of different plans. It can't always be one thing and one thing only that solves a problem. You have to be a very good problem solver, and again, keep your eye on the prize, and whatever it is that's gonna take you and your business and your baby that you've created to where you see it going. Nothing can stand in your way as long as you don't let it stand in your way.
So it's that attitude up
that
here.
Mind frame. You have to be very focused and try to overcome anything that pops up. I'd lie if I didn't say sometimes I thought to myself, why did I do this to myself? Why don't I just go to a job and come home at the end of the day and not have to think about, work and how to figure out this problem that has just come up, or what's the next step, or what's my goal in 6 months, what's my goal in a year, but at the end of the day, you do figure it out. You overcome the obstacle, and you get that much stronger in your business sense and how to push forward.
Right. Okay. So we'll leave it with one last piece, which is, if you could only give one piece of advice to people, your best piece of advice for keeping their mouths happy and healthy, what would it be?
At one time I would have said it would be to brush their teeth, but because that seems like the most simple thing to say, but there's just so much more to it than just brushing your teeth now at home. So if I had to give one piece of advice, it would definitely be to make sure that you're seeing an oral health professional who has your best interest in mind and who values the same things as you do, and that you're being seen regularly, because there's so much that goes along with it. It's not just one thing, but if there was that one thing, I would say to make sure that you invest in your oral health and make it a priority in something that's worked into your budget annually.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for doing this. I super appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Kind of sound like an idiot saying super appreciate it, but that's the truth. That's just how I do things. So much appreciated.
No
and
problem.
Everybody come down and visit Karyn here at Norfolk Dental Hygiene. She's in the new building that used to be the American Can. The address here?
185 Robinson Street, Suite 220.
Perfect. And I'll have all of her information in the post so you can get a hold of her. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.